Here's the thing about 9mm pistols that most folks miss. While the internet keeps fighting about so-called stopping power, the 9mm has quietly taken over the modern world of handguns. Law enforcement counts on it, military units field it, and everyday Americans strap it on for personal defense. Why? Because it's the perfect balance of recoil control, magazine capacity, and real-world performance. But let's get this straight. Not every 9mm pistol is built equal. I've run just about every platform you can imagine. And today, I'm laying down the 10 best 9mm pistols that have truly earned their reputation. Number 10. Glock 17. The Glock 17 doesn't sit at the bottom because it's weak. It's here because it's the pistol that set the benchmark every other striker-fired gun tries to beat. We're looking at the Gen 5 model. It runs a 4.49-inch barrel. Overall length, 8.03 inches. Weight, unloaded, 25.06 ounces. Polymer frame. 17-round mag capacity. It's been dragged through every torture test you can imagine and passed, in the hands of millions worldwide. Trigger comes in at 5.5 pounds with a clean break. And of course, Glock's safe action system stacks 3 independent safeties into one simple package. Pros: unmatched parts availability. Aftermarket support across the globe. Battle-proven with both military and police. Simple takedown, no tools needed. Trigger is consistent under every condition, and resale value stays sky-high compared to the competition. Cons: that Glock grip angle feels awkward if you're coming from a 1911. Polymer frame feels cheap next to all metal options. Limited grip customization without dipping into aftermarket parts. Trigger still has noticeable creep before it breaks, and the slide finish wears down fast with daily holster carry. Price: the Glock 17 Gen 5 usually sells in the $550 to $600 range, one of the most accessible duty-grade pistols out there. Number 9. SIG P10C. This one proves Czech engineering isn't afraid to punch at Austrian dominance. Compact frame, overall length, 7.3 inches, 4.02-inch barrel. Weight unloaded, 26 ounces flat. Fiber-reinforced polymer frame. Standard 15-round magazine. Can bump to 17 or even 19 rounds with extended mags. Trigger breaks around 4.5 pounds. Clean with hardly any overtravel. And those aggressive slide serrations front and rear, they actually bite when your hands are sweaty or gloved. Pros: outstanding ergonomics that point naturally for most shooters. Trigger quality rivals custom shop jobs straight from the factory. Interchangeable backstraps and reversible mag release, ambi-friendly. Exceptionally accurate barrel. Lower bore axis than Glock, which means less muzzle rise. Cons: holster selection is still limited. Aftermarket support is smaller in the US. Magazines can be hard to find during panic buys. Some shooters struggle with consistent slide lock. And price is a little higher than Glock or M&P. Price: the SIG P10C usually runs between $475 and $525, premium feel, without going into boutique money. Number 8. Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. This pistol represents American engineering done right. Smith listened to shooters, took the flaws of the first M&P, and fixed them in the 2.0. Full-size variant, 8 inches overall, 4.25-inch barrel. Unloaded weight, 28.9 ounces. Polymer frame with a 17-round mag. And check out that aggressive M2.0 grip texture. It locks into your hand, but it won't shred you during long training sessions. The biggest upgrade? The trigger. Gone is the spongy, vague break of the old model. Now you've got a crisp 5-pound pull with a reset that inspires confidence. Pros: proven reliability, more than a decade with law enforcement and military users. Excellent value for money premium features at a working man price. Wide variety of sizes and barrel lengths across the platform. Strong aftermarket support. Lifetime service policy backing every pistol. Cons: grip texture may be too aggressive for sensitive hands. Trigger still not as refined as some European competitors. Polymer flex can shift accuracy under rapid fire. Magazine disconnect safety complicates some techniques. Slide serrations could be cut deeper for easier manipulation. Price: the M&P 2.0 typically falls in that $475 to $525 window. Solid value in the striker-fired world. Number 7. Walther PDP. The Walther PDP earns this slot because German engineering isn't just a sales pitch. It's something you feel in every single trigger press. Full-size pistol. Overall length, 8.1 inches. Barrel, 4.5 inches. Unloaded weight, 25.4 ounces. Now here's the headline that trigger. It breaks at 5.8 pounds, but it feels like glass snapping. Minimal over travel. Reset is short, crisp, and honestly gives the impression of a single action system. The slide is optics ready right out of the box. Multiple plate options. And Walther's super terrain serrations make racking positive, even when your hands are wet or gloved. Pros. Trigger system is best in class bar none. Grip profile fits a wide range of hand sizes without compromise. Optics cut accepts most popular red dots with no adapters. Tenifer finish gives top-tier durability and corrosion resistance. Accuracy is excellent. Tight tolerances rival a match pistol. Cons. Priced higher than most American-made alternatives. Aftermarket support and holster options still limited in some regions. Magazines are pricey compared to Glock or M&P. Some shooters find the trigger guard undercut a bit aggressive. Imported status means availability can fluctuate during supply disruptions. Price. The Walther PDP typically runs $650 to $725. That lands it firmly in the premium striker-fired tier.
Number 6. Heckler Koch VP9. This pistol shows what happens when German overbuilding actually pays off. Overall length, 7.34 inches. Barrel length, 4.09 inches. Unloaded weight, 26.56 ounces. Polymer frame, 15-round magazine capacity. Not the highest in its class, but Heckler Koch makes up for it with legendary reliability. The trigger comes in at 5.4 pounds. Heckler Koch's signature rolling brake inspires confidence every press. Pros, build quality is unmatched. Tolerances are on the edge of obsessive. Unique charging supports at the rear of the slide make manipulation easy. Grip panels and back straps are fully customizable for individual fit. Polygonal rifling extends barrel life and enhances accuracy. Reliability is classic. Heckler Koch runs with almost no maintenance. Cons. Magazine capacity is lower than rivals of similar size. Price tag sits significantly higher than mainstream striker-fired guns. Aftermarket is limited, thanks to proprietary Heckler Koch specs. Magazines are expensive and not always easy to find. Grip texture could be more aggressive for sweaty conditions. Price. The Heckler Koch VP9 usually sells between $700 and $775. That places it in the high-end premium bracket.
Number 5. SIG Sauer P320. This pistol forced a major shift in American sidearms. It replaced the Beretta M9 after 3 decades of military service. Full-size frame, 8 inches overall. 4.7-inch barrel. Unloaded weight, 29.4 ounces. 17-round mag. Polymer frame. But the real game changer? The modular fire control unit. That serialized chassis can drop into different grip frames, barrel lengths, even calibers, and you can do it in minutes. The trigger pull comes in around 6 pounds. Smooth take-up, solid brake, and a positive reset. Slide wears SIG's nitron coating. The barrel is tuned for both durability and accuracy. Pros. Modular fire control system lets you swap calibers and frames without buying a new gun. Adopted by the U.S. military, meaning it's been stress-tested in real-world conditions. Strong accuracy potential thanks to match-grade tolerances. Multiple frame sizes and variants available. Aftermarket support is huge thanks to military and law enforcement adoption. Cons. Trigger is heavier than most striker-fired competitors. Early models had drop safety issues before the recall fix. Grip texture can feel slick compared to more aggressive options. Price sits higher than Glock or M&P. For most civilian shooters, the modular system may be more complexity than they'll ever need. Price. The SIG P320 runs in the $575 to $650 range. Conversion kits are sold separately for caliber or frame swaps. Number 4. Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro. This pistol cracked the concealed carry code. It balances real capacity with compact size. Overall length, 7 inches. Barrel length, 3.7 inches. Unloaded weight, 21.7 ounces. Capacity, 15 rounds in the flush mag, 17 rounds with the extended version. The adaptive grip texture gives strong control without chewing up your hand. Springfield's U-dot sights are excellent in low light, and the trigger crisp break, short reset carries over from the original Hellcat. The extra barrel length boosts ballistic performance compared to true microcompacts. The slide is optics ready for popular red dots, and the tactical rack serrations aren't just looks, they actually work. Pros. Capacity to size ratio is outstanding. Shootability is improved over the microcompacts while still easy to conceal. Trigger is clean and confidence-inspiring. Adaptive grip works well across hand sizes. Factory night sights and optics cut included standard. Cons. Platform is relatively new, long-term durability still being proven. Grip may feel narrow for shooters with large hands. Mag springs can fatigue quickly with heavy use. Holster selection is narrower than established models. Shorter barrel means more muzzle blast and flash. Price. The Hellcat Pro retails in the $525 to $575 window. Premium features at a very competitive price point. Number 3. Beretta 92X Performance. Now let's talk about the Beretta 92X Performance. This pistol holds the third slot because it blends old-world craftsmanship with modern competition features. And it doesn't just compete, it dominates. Overall length comes in at 8.66 inches. Barrel length is 4.9 inches. Unloaded, you're looking at 47 ounces of steel in your hand. And let me tell you, that weight is not a burden. It's your best ally when recoil wants to push you around. It's an all-steel frame, hosting a 15-round magazine. The double-action, single-action trigger system is classic Beretta, with a single-action pull that breaks at 4.5 pounds, like snapping glass. That Nistan finish, not only does it shrug off corrosion, but it keeps that unmistakable Beretta style that screams top-shelf quality. Pros. All-steel build gives you unmatched recoil control. Competition-level trigger with an excellent single-action pull. The Brigadier slide balances weight distribution and speeds up cycling. It carries decades of military and law enforcement trust, and those tight tolerances bring accuracy you can absolutely rely on. Cons. 47 ounces makes it a poor choice for daily concealed carry. The price is above your average polymer gun. That double-action, single-action system takes time and training to master. Capacity is behind the curve when you compare it to today's high-capacity striker-fired pistols. And concealment? Forget about it. It's just too big and heavy for that role. Price range usually runs between $875 and $950, putting this firmly in the competition and range gun category. Number 2. Shadow Systems XR920. Coming in at number 2 is the Shadow Systems XR920. This one is proof that the student can surpass the teacher, and the teacher in this case was Glock. The setup is a compact slide with a full-size grip. Length is 7.44 inches. With a 4.01-inch barrel, weight is 25.1 ounces unloaded. It feeds from a 17-round magazine, and the interchangeable backstraps actually change how the pistol fits your hand. The trigger, 4.5 pounds, clean break with minimal overtravel. Reset is so short and crisp, you'd swear you're running a single action. The slide comes optics ready, with direct mount footprints for the most popular red dots. No adapter plates, no extra parts, just mount and go. Pros. Full Glock parts compatibility, but with tighter tolerances. Trigger feel is on par with custom builds right out of the box. Grip texture is aggressive enough for control, but not abrasive. Optics ready without the hassle of plates or spacers. And enhanced slide serrations and controls make it easier to run under stress. Cons. Price sits higher than a standard Glock, no doubt. It's a newer company, so long-term track record isn't as deep. Some shooters might find that grip texture a little too aggressive. Availability can be spotty at traditional gun shops, and because of the enhanced manufacturing, parts costs can climb. Typical street price lands between $750 and $825. That makes this one a premium alternative if you're a Glock shooter who wants more performance without going full custom. Number 1. Staccato C2. Finally, at number 1, we've got the Staccato C2. This pistol represents the very peak of what a 9mm can be when engineering and precision come together with zero compromises. Overall length is 7.44 inches. It runs a 3.9-inch bull barrel. Weight is 25 ounces unloaded. Capacity sits at 16 rounds, all packed into an aluminum frame that still conceals surprisingly well. And the trigger? This is where the C2 separates itself. 3.5 pounds. No creep. Reset so short, it's almost instant. It feels like a custom single-action 1911, but tuned for a modern defensive carry platform. The slide carries deep serrations and comes optics ready, so you can drop a red dot on there without sending it to a gunsmith. Pros. The trigger system is second to none, pure single-action precision. Accuracy levels rival what you'd expect from competition pistols. Premium build quality ensures you're not worrying about long-term reliability. Grip texture locks your hand in place, wet or dry. And it's all built on a proven 1911-style platform refined for over a century. Cons. Price point is steep, $2,100 to $2,300. Single-action triggers demand more safety training and discipline. Magazine capacity is behind some of today's striker-fired offerings. Maintenance requirements are higher than simple striker designs, and if you slack on cleaning or lubrication, reliability can slip. This pistol isn't for everyone. But for those who want the best in a 9mm carry gun, the Staccato C2 sits alone at the top. And there you have it, the top 10 9mm pistols ruling 2025. Which one caught your attention? Drop your pick down in the comments. And if this breakdown helped you make a decision, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more firearm content. Until next time, train smart, carry every day, and remember the best gun is always the one you've got on you.